Lisa is primarily a mother, a multi-million-pound business owner, and someone that absolutely loves to travel. Travel is my passion. So I've built a multi-million-pound Fempire in 5 years. And the reason I built it is because I wanted to help more people, especially entrepreneurs, to be able to really live their lives well. So not just be living to work, but actually being able to have more time with the people that they love, be able to have more money and be able to have more freedom to be able to travel wherever they want to go and still have their own business Fempire that they absolutely love. And so that's what I've done over the past 5 years, and we've helped now over 6,000 people be able to do just that. I have many different whys in my life. I suppose the two biggest are that I want to help people that have come from where I've come from. I grew up in council housing on welfare and was told that somebody like me could never make anything with their life. And I knew that that wasn't true. I believe that we really have the ability to be able to rewrite our story as much as we want and to become who we really, really want to be. And so I wanted to show other people that they could too. That's one of my biggest whys. My second is my kids. I want them to have the kind of life that I wasn't able to have when I was growing up. We all need a mentor in life, not just for entrepreneurialism or anything kind of business, anything like that. We actually need mentors for all different things in our life. We wouldn't think that we could go straight into knowing how to use a gym without a personal trainer. And it's exactly the same for business. You wouldn't think that you know how to do everything in business without looking for somebody that's already been there. It can help us skip over the mistakes that other people have made by learning from them. And it can really help us to grow and feel supported by somebody else. I've always had a mentor right from when I first started, and I think I always will. The reason that I'm known as the passive income queen is because very early on in my business, in the first year, I burnt out a fair bit. I found it really hard to juggle entrepreneurialism with having kids, with having all the other kind of things that you have in life, and I burnt out. And it's because I had one-to-one clients, as most people start off with. And then I realized that actually that didn't have to be the only business model. You could have a business model where you no longer trade time for money. Instead, you can make more and more money with more and more clients and impact more people without having to constantly be giving your time. And so I came up with ways that we could do that through things like memberships, courses, ebooks, and things like that, and now teach other people how to do the same. And so 90% of my income is made passively. And you know, that's what everybody wants. And so they started to call me the passive income queen because I showed other people how to do that and have freedom too. So One-to-Many was my very first signature program that showed people the stages of making passive income or recurring revenue, all the way from, you know, not having an audience, completely just starting, all the way up to being able to launch a program online and having hundreds of people buy it. I wanted to do something that had everything from beginning to end, because when I first started, I bought a course on how to put courses out there and then realized I had no one to sell it to. So then I bought another course on how to grow an audience and another course on how to launch. And I thought, hold on a minute, there must be an easier way than this. And so I decided to put together a program that did everything in one go, all the different pieces of the jigsaw puzzle. And it's been my most successful program yet. There have been a few tough challenges so far, if we're honest about it. But I guess one of my biggest was learning how to cope with the negativity that you get online when you become successful. And I've seen this happen to so many people, so I knew I wasn't alone. As soon as you become successful, you will trigger things in other people that are watching. And it's not even their fault. It's inbuilt that we have been, you know, especially women, we've been taught to compete with each other from a really young age. So I massively believe in community over competition and helping those people to be able to get where they want to be. You know, success is only success if you pull people up with you. And so I found it really hard having those beliefs and then having people say negative things about me online. It's been a real challenge, and I wouldn't be able to say that I've completely ended that challenge yet. It's still ongoing for me. My biggest support system is my family. My husband gave up work within the first year of my business to support me in my business. And now my sister works for me as well. 2 of my best friends work for me as well, and so I have this whole support system of family and friends to be able to help me. I honestly don't believe you can do this kind of thing alone. I think we all start off doing it alone and realise very quickly that we need a support system, and there's no shame in that, having people help you out along the way. I think that it's all about mindset. So I won't pretend that I am not sometimes on my phone when the kids are around. I won't pretend that sometimes when I'm on holiday, I'm kind of feeling guilty for not working. I think that's just life. But what I will say is your mindset is what will help you be able to cope with it. So I no longer believe that I have to be perfect in every single thing that I do. You know, it's okay to be a bit of both. It's okay to be on holiday and still doing a bit of work. It's okay to be, you know, doing a bit of work and having the kids behind me. When I'm doing lives and things, you'll often see the kids there asking me for help with something. And I think that's okay. If we hold ourselves to a standard that is impossible to meet by saying that women can have it all and we can all be perfect, that's where we fall down. Just lower your expectations so that it's progress over perfection always. I think the things that inspire me is I saw when I was younger how life could be. I went to a private school, I got a scholarship to a private school, and I saw that people were always talking about their adventures and how they were going away with their family to all these amazing places. And their parents were often entrepreneurs. They were doing great things. They were impacting different people. And I hadn't had that experience and thought that I couldn't have that experience. As I grew up, as I started my own business, I realized that actually it's there for all of us, and that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters where you go. And as long as we keep that in mind, we can be anything that we want to be. And if I can just show a few people that they can have the life that they want, no matter what that looks like, then I've done my job properly. And that's what my vision is all about. In the first year of my business, I got burnout 3 times. I was in bed, so sick, and pulling myself out of bed so that I could work to earn the money that I needed to earn. How I manage is to change my entire business model to a one-to-many model, to a passive recurring revenue model, so that I no longer have to worry, you know, if I can't work, the money still comes in. So I never get burnt out now because I only work 30 to 40 hours a month to make the 4 million a year that I make. There's so many challenges. Some of them are just down to mindset issues. Like, I can give people all of the strategy that they need, but if they don't believe that they can actually make that money, that they can actually have the business of their dreams, then they won't put into action the things that they're going to need to do to get there. And that can be frustrating because I see the talents in some of these amazing people, but they don't see it themselves. And I want to shake them and say, look, you can do this. You can have the life you want, but you have to put things into action. The other challenge that I often see is people that have been in courses about spirituality that have been told that if they just manifest things, it will come to fruition. But actually, you can't manifest anything without action. Action is the main component, not visualizing what you want your life to be. Without action, all we have is a dream. And that's not good enough. That can be frustrating. I think the biggest is empowerment. I want to empower people to do the things they want to do. One of my biggest missions in life is to help people that want to change the world. I don't want to change the world myself, but I really want to help those that have a massive desire to change the world to actually be able to go out there and do it. And by empowering them, I think that they can. I think that everybody can. Time is going to go anyway, so we can often put things off and say, I'll do that one day, I'll start that one day. You could be a year down the line and look back and see how far you've come. Even if you do it slowly, start now. Don't put things off till later because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. An actress? Facebook, definitely. Facebook, again. I have loads. I feel like I could be a rapper. I hate that I'm judgy. I judge people all the time within the first 30 seconds of meeting them, and I'm usually wrong. And I like that I am able to have fun and play. Always beach. I've loads, but I'm a proper film buff, so I'll watch anything. Signature word would be change. Is bands like Britney Spears and Katy Perry and dancing around a living room to them. Everything you're going through is going to be what makes you really rich when you're older. One thing at a time. There's no such thing as multitasking. Hashtag lively. Celestia magazine is great because there has never been anything before that has actually helped people with the work-life balance of an entrepreneur, and we all know that it's needed. There's not one entrepreneur that has actually not felt burnout at some point, not felt that they needed support at some point, not felt that they needed advice at some point. Celestia magazine has it all in one, so it's definitely worth a read.